Yeah.
So Natasha, you spoke about your book earlier, and what inspired you to become an author?
Actually, I didn't want to be an author.
Really?
I'm
Wow.
No, it wasn't. The crazy thing is, now this is the crazy thing. I never really thought I was going to be an author, even though I wrote down that I was going to be an author years ago. I wrote
Oh,
down on my vision
wow.
board that I was going to do books and journals, but I ignore that vision board a lot. I see it, but I just, nah. And it's like you hear things or you believe that you can do things, but then that fear kicks in, that doubt kicks in, and it's like,
Mhm.
maybe not. Even though I didn't take the vision board down, I just decided I don't really want to do that. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that. So I ignored it for all these years. Now, that vision board was November 26, 2019, that
Wow.
vision board. And when I when this book came to me, I was working on a project that had nothing to do with like personal training or books or nothing. It was just another project that I was working on. And I remember me not being on the project, and the my girlfriend said, "Tasha, what is it that you want to do? Do you want to be a part of this project? Do you not? And I need you to not answer me right now. I need you to pray about it. And then when you get the answer, then come and tell me." And when you go to prayer, you're supposed to be specific in what you
Yeah.
ask.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't specific. I just said, "Okay, Lord, what is it that I'm supposed to do?" And his answer was write the book. And I'm like, that's not what I was asking.
That's not what I was looking for.
Not what I was looking for. It's not the answer I need. I want to hear. So I asked again, like, so what is it that I'm supposed to do? Write the book. Okay, what am I supposed to do about the project? Write the book. And I'm just like, that's not what I want. So I ignored it. I ignored it. But eventually I was like, okay, so if you want me to write this book, what am I going to write about? Because now I don't know what to write about. So you got to give me something. And he literally downloaded. He was like, you
Wow.
already have the content. And I'm like, okay, where do I have the content? He's like, you literally write in your notebook almost every day. You write all the time. So go to your
Wow.
notebooks and find the content. It's already in there. And I'm like, okay. Went to a notebook and I started writing a journal February 20th, 2020. So I
Wow.
opened that notebook up and I started just taking inserts from that journal that I started. And once I started that, everything else just started flowing. So I
Wow.
started putting the content together. Within 4 days, I had all of my core content. And once I
Wow.
had the core content, then it's rearranging, it's the adding, editing, proofing, all
Mhm.
that stuff. Of course, that took some time, but I was ready to come out with the journal like the next week. I was all excited. I'm like, oh my God, I actually did it. But it wasn't ready. I was just like, I was trying to jump ship before, it was even ready. Because at that point now I'm excited about it. But yeah, and the thing is, I was stopped from the original date I wanted to come out with. It was in February. So I started
Mm.
writing February 2nd of this year, and I was done by February 5th. I had finished. And God told me I wasn't ready to release the journal. I had to go through the journal myself. I had to actually
Mm.
experience it. So I had to go through every page, do all the reading of it, do all
Yeah,
the assignments that were attached to it so that I can get the experience of my own journal. And I was like, that was not a part of the plan.
that's
But
amazing.
I had to do that. And when I tell you, it helped me so much. It built my confidence up so much. I don't think that I would be where I'm at today if I didn't go through the whole journal process, because I was already like emotional and going through different things. And people around me were going through a lot of stuff. And the journal helped get me through all those emotions. And it allowed me to be able to see myself and to find myself again and to believe in myself again, because you have moments where you lose yourself or you forget who you are, you forget,
Mm-hmm.
what your worth is. And I had a lot of different emotions at the time. So
Mm.
now I understand why God told me I had to go through the journal myself before I could release it. And then once he gave me the date to release, I realized that was around the same time that I joined my fitness journey, the gym, 5 years ago. But I didn't even have proof of that being the date. I just knew it was in April. but something in my mind said that it was on the 22nd. I didn't have proof that that date was accurate until like 2-3 days ago. I found my sheets from the gym of when I started. The first day I did my measurements, and when I looked at the date, it was 4/22. And I was like, it was the right date.
Right.
Wow.
He told
Yeah.
you. He told you the date, and he
Yeah.
confirmed it.
And he confirmed it. Yeah. And so I'm
Wow.
like, the journal, I feel like because it helped me so much, I really feel like it can help so many other people that either struggle or go through things, or they lose their self, or they have like anxiety, or there's like all these different emotions that we go through when we're either going through a depressing time or going through a hard time in life. And I feel like it helps. You know, it's a tool that can be used because it makes you do the work. It's like it gives you some information, some knowledge, some quotes, some positivity. And then then I ask you a question like, okay, now that you got this information, what are you going to do with it? So it's like, now I'm going to make you think. You have to think and actually answer. And when I tell you some of the questions that I asked, I got stuck. I was like, girl, why you ask this question? I don't even know how to answer it myself. I was like, I'm coming back to this in 2 days. I didn't even think about it. So it makes you do the work. And that's the important part. It's like sometimes we hear the advice from others, and sometimes we hear things that we should change, and we don't change because we don't understand, or we don't realize it's something that we need to do. But when you actually do the work, you apply what you heard or what you learned, it's so gratifying to be able to make that change and then see it like, oh, that's what they were trying to tell me, you know, because I was missing the mark. I hit my head on the wall a million times sometimes. It's like, Tasha, you know, this person told you the same thing. This person told you, and you still didn't change. You still didn't get it.
Right.
You had to keep in your head. And I did. I hit my head on the wall. Man, my head, like somebody threw a brick in my head. It was like, you're just going to keep hitting your head, right? Yeah, I hit my head a lot. And I did a lot of damage. And, you know, but this journal helped me through that and helped me see that, yes, we make mistakes, and it's, you know, we go through things, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We just have to do some work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I agree.
I love that. I so love that. That's so inspiring. So can you share to the audience where we can find your journal and where we can stay connected with you?
Okay, so I'm gonna show you
your journal. Yeah, go ahead. Show us.
Okay, so it is called Reflections of the Inner You. It's an inspirational journal to help you embrace, recognize your inner power. And it can be found on Amazon and also at the website, which is insideoutfitbrand.com, which also this shirt that I have on is Reflect, and it's I am my power. Reflect it's going inward because you're reflecting inside. So you're reflecting within yourself. It's like the mirror. You look at yourself in the mirror. It's a reflection of you. That's what you're doing in the journal. You're reflecting within yourself. You're looking in the mirror and you're looking at who you are, and you're doing the work to change and embrace and recognize who you are and that power that you hold. So these are also I created it based off of the book. Is to reflect within and understanding that you are your power. That which is within you, that is your power. You utilize your power.
I love